Fate decided.
Let's get this party started.
Craven something scary.
Hello, Sydney.
KillJoy Jake.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
Nightwatch Zone.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Get up!
The collective has spoken.
Yo, what's going on? Lethal Collective Q&A Mondays. Guys, we've got some interesting news. So let's get into it. For you guys that are here in the live chat, thanks for joining us. We will get to as many questions as we can today, so leave them for us in the live chat, and we'll just say a blanket hello. I'll start going through these comments, but Jake, I suppose we should start off with this crazy news that just dropped.
So,
what do you think?
You're talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer, right?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. I Know What You Did Last Summer 4. That's the title. That's no. Dear God. I will always remember what you did last summer. Coming out soon. Can't
Never
wait.
forget.
I'll never forget.
Never forget what you did last summer.
No, but for
my
real,
God.
it's coming out. Like, you know, there's really going to be a new one coming out. Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. are on board coming back. I'm not a fan of the director even in the slightest, which I'm kind of sad about, but I do like the writer. So there's that at least. So
There you go.
but hell yeah. I'm
Isn't that crazy?
Who is the director? I'm dying to know. I hadn't looked anything up yet.
So the only credit of hers I recognized is on Thor: Love and Thunder, which is, in my opinion, maybe the worst movie I've ever paid money to go see in theaters. So I'm not super thrilled about that. I gotta be honest.
Worse than Jeepers Creepers?
Yeah, honestly, yes. I
What?
like.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that movie is the worst dog shit excuse for a film. I don't even listen. I don't say this shit about movies. Like, I am so nice about movies. Thor: Love and Thunder is dog shit. Like, I'm sorry. It is. I have unapologetically, that is a bad movie. They
Worse
did not
than
put any
Halloween
effort into that.
Ends?
Yes.
Oh,
Listen,
come
Ed.
on now.
Without a doubt.
yeah.
Listen.
God.
That's all. Okay, I gotta shut up. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna shut up because if I just keep going on this rant, everyone's gonna think I'm a dick.
It sounds personal.
It is, dude.
That's personal.
Bro, I gave up on the MCU after I saw that. Like, I was like, "F this, man." I'm seeing Ant-Man. I'm giving Ant-Man a
Yes.
chance. It looks good. What Jonathan Majors is the bad guy. Come on, I gotta see this.
He looks amazing as Kang. I mean, like, I could not believe how good he looks as Kang in the trailers and stuff.
Dude, hell yeah, man. And he's gonna be in Creed 3. I'm like, oh hell yeah, bro. This is gonna
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah.
Well, Jake,
Doing
I'm going
big
to follow
things.
it up
Well,
and ask
so
you who the writer
to
is.
add to that, they are in the talks of getting Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt back, so that's huge, right? Because I Know What You Did Last Summer 2 left on a cliffhanger, right? Like, it was like, was that one of her dreams? Was that, or was it like actually what happened? So I imagine now if they come back, then it was clearly a dream.
Good point. Yeah.
Because Freddie Prinze Jr., he got dragged. His character Ray got dragged under the bed, right, or whatever. Or no, she got dragged under the bed. He was in the bathroom, right? That's what it was. Brushing his teeth, and he was like, "Oh, look, this thing's awesome," right? And like brushing his teeth with the electric thing. So I'm curious. I mean, part 3.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that they're not going to tie that into this.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, right. Like that was a bit of a disaster. Interesting disaster, but nonetheless, I'm excited to see what they do with this. How are they going to continue the story? I mean, they already did, the Ben son thing, so is it like, is he still going to be alive? Is it going to be Ben's son? Is it going to be,
Is it going to be a requel?
Is it going to be a requel? Because it's not supposed to be a reboot, right? It's supposed to be a continuation.
I
right?
saw a direct sequel to the first.
Yeah, that's what. Exactly.
Yeah. So, which I wouldn't mind. I liked I Know What You Did Last Summer too. I actually saw that movie in theaters when I was a kid, so I've enjoyed it. I think it's great, but it's not the first one. You know, like I wouldn't mind if they kind of like retcon that and just pick back up from the first and just kind of do that. So if it is going to be a direct sequel to the first one, then that means then the dream sequence and everything like that won't matter. So I'm curious to see like, so what is her and is Ray and why am I blinking on her character's name?
God. Oh, that's horrible.
I know. I keep blanking on it, and I keep trying to, tiptoe around it. But I'm like, what is her name? It's
I haven't seen these movies in so long. Like I watched the first one for a podcast maybe like over a year ago, and that was the last time I watched one of these.
It started with a J. I knew it was
Julie.
J. I just couldn't. Yeah, Carrie came through in the clutch.
Yeah.
Julie James. Thank you, and thank you, Nathan. Thank you, everybody. That. Yeah. So Julie, like, my guess is it'll pick up. What is it? 22 years, 23 years later. Or whatever, 24 years later, whatever it is, or well, depending on when the movie comes out. So I imagine that they're probably married together, because that was kind of the point. But do they have like kids? Is this become like a family slasher? Where they have like some 16-year-old kids or something like that. That could be something very interesting. I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see how they approach this, how they go about it. So anyway, what are your guys' thoughts?
I'm excited, man, because I think that this could really be something very cool. I hope we get to see it soon. I know that's crazy to be thinking. But I don't want them to rush anything, especially if we've got issues with the director, like Jake said. But man, it's cool to think that we're gonna get a new I Know What You Did Last Summer movie. With Freddie and Jennifer Love Hewitt in it. Is there like awesome. a specific plot that you would like to see? Like, is there like something that you'd want them how you want them to go about it? If it is a direct continuation to the first one? I mean, if it is a direct continuation, I think that, obviously, honoring the characters in the first movie in some way. I'm a pretty big fan of the first movie, especially. I haven't seen it in a while, though, to be quite honest. It's been at least about half, maybe almost a year. But I don't know. I want mystery, a good mystery, some great some great kills, something that, obviously we're going to be talking about Scream right here, but something that can rival that level, kind of like back in the day when those movies were out, and you hear a lot of people saying, I'm a Scream fan, I'm a Know What You Did Last Summer fan, so it'd be nice that if it would be at that type of level of mystery and whodunit, great kills. I hope the cast is good, and of course the story has to be really, really cool, if it's continuing. Right. And of course the original had a fantastic
had one of the best chase scenes ever.
Like, I will say that chase scene, that's an even better chase scene than Scream 2.
Yeah, it very well might be. Like, seriously, like, what was Helen? Like, it's Sarah Michelle Gellar's character. Like, when she's getting ran through, like, that was.
Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that, bro.
But it's cool. And here's the thing: I am very confident because it's not confirmed that Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt will be in this film.
They just got tapped, right? Like they were like,
but Freddie Prinze Jr. has been very vocal lately about wanting to get back into movies and specifically horror. And so I think if he comes back, I think Jennifer Love Hewitt definitely comes back.
Yeah, I would think so.
So it might be one of those, like, he might need to sign on for her to sign on or something like that. Or maybe they just both are like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do another one. So anyway, Jake, what are your thoughts?
So
are you done, by the way?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I just got two things to add to that, and then I'll shut my trap. But Zach Cherry put out a really thank God, right? Jeez. Zach Cherry put out a great tweet talking about this, and he's like, what they should do for a requel is, what if like everything's canon up until they kill the guy, and then instead of the flash forward happening, this is the movie. Like the movie we get now is the flash forward new timeline. It's so many years whatever later, and then all these characters are still alive. None of them are dead. You know, you'd have Sarah Michelle Gellar back. I can't remember the other guy's name, but he's back. Ryan Felipe.
Yeah.
Like they all come back, and then it's a whole movie about them getting attacked by some other killer. Like it's a new person the whole time who knows what they did last summer. I love that so much. I would be so interested in that movie. I don't think that's what's happening here, but I would love that so much. That would be awesome.
Maybe this time it is the guy with the truck that was in love with Jennifer Love Julie's character.
Johnny Galecki's character.
Oh yeah, Johnny Galecki. Yeah.
What if it is him this time? Because that was like kind of the red herring until he ends up getting killed. It's like, and he was there that night. That's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all.
He has some of the best lines in that movie. He like, I remember he just looks at somebody and he's like, "I'm gonna pound his ass" or something at one point, which is like, bro, don't be dog. Pause. Pause.
Word choices.
Word choices, man. Word choices.
You don't like a good pounding sometimes, you know?
Well, here we go.
I will say this about the movie real quick. I've been looking it up here a little bit more, and according to the Deadline article, it said that they don't know the plot details, but it just says Sony saw it important to not reboot the franchise, but do sort of a passing of the torch type of sequel, where the original cast members are brought back as a new generation cast members are added to the ensemble, similar to what they've done with Scream, Creed. Once the idea was pitched by Robinson and McKendrick, the next step was to get Hewitt and Prince back on board, which the two were game for after hearing the pitch, is what Deadline's reporting.
So maybe it is something about the kids.
Yep.
It would make sense that they would have, maybe they have kids and then they're the target, and Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt's character Julie and Ray, they have to like figure it out and they're intertwined. I just if they're gonna do the requel route, I don't know. I mean, how much do they get incorporated? Do they die early on? Like that would suck.
That would suck. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be careful. You guys know how I feel about let's just kill some legacy characters, bring them back, and then kill them off. Yeah.
You bring them both back just for both of them to die. Like they're like the opening scene kill. It's like, well, that was lackluster.
Yeah, don't do that. But
right.
I'm fine with killing a character like that if it serves the plot. If it serves a big, fat, nasty if right there. You know what I mean? Because like otherwise you're doing the whole John Connor in Dark Fate thing, which dude,
good call.
One of the most upsetting moments in a theater for me, maybe of my whole life.
People wanted to riot, and I'm a huge Terminator fan, and man, I had so many people like, dude, you may not want to see this effing movie. And I'm like, what could they do that was that bad? Oh, 5 minutes in. Oh, okay. I'm looking around, making sure nobody's gonna like go ballistic in the theater, right?
I have never been so like, yeah, I hate this movie. Like so quick with a movie. Like so quick. Man. Right. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
How to sabotage your franchise.
But one more thing I will say about that. I do want to just bring up the writer real quick because I looked her up and I'm actually kind of a big fan of another thing that she did. So Leah McKendrick is writing the script and she wrote this movie called MFA, which is like a revenge thriller. It's a certain kind of revenge thriller, one of those words you just can't say on YouTube or else you get that whole demonetization. I think you guys get where I'm going with that. Solid flick though. Tell you what, solid movie. I can see that that style translating into I Know What You Did Last Summer. Look it up. Give it a watch.
All right.
Check it out.
Sweet. And Carrie is going ballistic in this live chat about I Know What You Did Last Summer. She knows what's going on. She's ready to like rah! Make it happen now. I know how you feel, Carrie, though.
Well, I mean, really between the most recent movie and the TV series, we haven't really gotten much to look forward to.
Yeah, good point.
As far as that franchise goes, I mean, the TV series might have been worse than the third movie.
Oh man,
that TV series was terrible.
That was awful.
Absolutely. All right, so I guess let's get to some Scream talk as well. Jake, let's get going on this thing, man. What do we got that's new to talk about Scream 6?
Well, every day there's news.
Right.
We all know that.
Literally.
Yeah.
It is true. Oh my god.
Yeah, Lantonio, they need to bring back Jack Black.
Jack Black.
Every
Jack
time
Black train.
Every time I think of Jack Black's character, I think of Scary Movie. When he's like, "What's with that fat Jamaican motherfucker?" He's like, "Oh, I want to kill that guy myself."
Oh my god.
It was such a bad character.
It was. As soon as you saw him, you knew it was wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, what? Like, and he wasn't even Jack Black back then, but he was just wrong. And I love
think
Jack
that was
Black
the whole
now.
point. It was supposed to like he was this like he's
true.
in this place like trying to be in it. Like I think that was the whole point. It was supposed to be like just this ridiculous character.
Good God.
But yeah, it was just I would love to see him come back just for
I
like
love
a
how we're
brief
tiptoeing
scene.
around this.
Like they go into like
Careful.
they go into, like, a convenience
just
store or
listening.
something.
Careful. Yeah.
Steven's like, I'm not even gonna try.
I'm not even talking. I'm just listening, man.
Yeah, dude.
Problem is
Passenger.
nowadays they wouldn't be even if it was just like a little cameo. Nowadays they wouldn't be able to do that. People would lose their shit.
Oh my
Like,
god.
but I think it would be great. Imagine if they just go into like a convenience store and it's just like a quick scene and Jack Black's like, "Hey man," like,
yeah.
Hey.
And then that's it, right?
yeah, it's like that's what it is. Like they get their groceries. It's like, "You want a little?" Like, come on, like
Stop, man.
I would love it. I'd also love to see just people lose their minds over it. How dare they? How could Jack Black do this? And not even
Did they not learn their lesson?
Yeah, like how dare they? Like, it would just
Oh
be great.
Lord. Right? And hey to Mr. Gone 87 in the chat saying got up early for work just so I could catch the stream. That's what I'm talking
Thank
Oh,
about.
that's nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Glad
Yeah.
to have you. Yeah.
Very cool. But anyways, Jake. All right. So what were you saying?
Well, yet another TV spot came out today, and it has me scratching my head for a few things. We have a TV ad, we have some kind of ad coming for the Super Bowl. What are they going to play? Like, what do you genuinely...
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, do we want to see anything else?
Like, is it going to still be something new, or is it going to be one of the ones we've already gotten? Because
Right.
like
It's got to be
they
something
said-
new. It has to be.
Well, they just released that Popcorners ad with like Walt and Jesse from Breaking Bad. So like, I'm assuming since all these are coming out now, it's gonna be one of these. But like, I don't think I want any more footage. We're already like, I'm gonna talk about this on my stream later. But we got a shot from the new one today where I'm like, I kind of know that these characters are gonna die now, and I won't say any more than that because I feel like that's kind of a spoiler.
Yep. I agree. I don't want to see anything else either. I think we're at the point now where we're kind of maxed out in a way, as far as giving us, well, other than what you just mentioned, Jake, but they gave us kind of the vibe, the atmosphere. We saw the characters. We get a sense of what's going on. We got plenty to come up with theories as we have and so forth and discussion. And it's like, I just feel like if we get any more, like it's just going to be too much. Don't get me wrong. It's exciting to see it. It's exciting to think about it and say, yeah, man, the Super Bowl, we're going to get a new, but it's like at the same time, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't want to, what do you think, Fate?
I think. Sorry, I got a text. I was multitasking here. What was
Text
the
from
quote?
Boo.
Well,
No.
Sorry.
It was Boo from Monsters Inc. we're going on an adventure.
Oh shit.
Sorry, what was your question?
Well, to bring you out to speed, how do you feel about the Super Bowl ad? Like, do you want something new, or do you just want one of these TV spots?
I thought Knight asked something else. Sorry, I heard something else come out of Knight. But yeah, no. When it comes to Super Bowl ad, they got to do something different. I would imagine, which is concerning. Like, what's next? We get the killers. We get the characters. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's if they can, I think for the most part, I think they've done a much better job in Scream 5, in my opinion, as far as like the trailers go. So hopefully they can kind of keep that and, I imagine it's probably, and we lost Night.
I am in charge now.
Aha.
Aha.
But my guess is that that we get a new trailer, because I don't think they're gonna have the same reoccurring TV spots. I mean, they could, but you'd imagine that they'd want to do something different, right? They'd want to have something crazy. Do we get like how long is it going to be though? Too,
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be.
Now. Yeah.
Because because I mean the whole, like, do they release a full second trailer?
I wouldn't think so. Not for this. No.
No. I mean, you got a lot of eyeballs watching the Super Bowl. Like, if you were ever, and we haven't gotten a bunch of marketing. We haven't gotten a bunch. Like, they haven't really.
Probably because of this, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, just like what a 15-second ad is like 3 million or something crazy like that. But you got to figure like their budget, their whole marketing budget is probably 10, 20 million, something like that. So like, what if they just were like, hey, we're gonna line this up to Super Bowl. Let's take out a 10 million, minute and 40-second ad, and a full trailer in front of, I mean, Marvel does that all the time.
Yeah, well, that's true too. I mean, I suppose nothing would surprise me.
Yeah. So I do think it'll be a 30-second ad, but I don't know. You got to imagine at some point they're going to release a second trailer, or do they just go like, do they just keep doing these little TV spots like they did last time?
They're doing the exact same thing they did last year again now.
Yeah.
Dropping these TV trailers all every week. We're getting 1 or 2 a week now. With showing different footage. So it looks to me, in my opinion, they've replicated the exact same strategy they use for trailers, at least. Not talking about the marketing in general, just like with Two Brash Sarah and that, but the trailer approach. I mean, one full-length trailer that came out, and that's it. And now these little 30-second, 15 and 30-second splices, if you will, that they're blasting all over the internet, TV ads, online ads, and I think one of these will be the Super Bowl ad. Maybe this one today could be the Super Bowl ad.
Could be.
Could be.
And also, Mr. Gon is working in the chat saying 74 watching, only 40 likes. Come on, guys. Let's stab the like button. Show our support for these 4. They deserve it. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
We really do.
Follow Mr. Gon's lead.
Yeah.
We have 87 people right now and only 51 likes. Just do it.
Ooh.
Just do it. And subscribe to the channel.
Just-
If you're not subscribed, don't forget that subscribe.
There you go. Absolutely.
Get it done. Make it happen.
Get it done. Oh, wow. Well, that came out all right. There you go.
Well, I feel let's get it done. Real quick, just to talk. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say because Greg said it's a $7 million for a 30-second ad to the Super Bowl. That's additional money they could have paid Ned. That the marketing budget is separate from anything anyway. That money wouldn't have went to actors anyway. It wouldn't have changed anything. I just wanted to say that because I've seen that from a couple of people. Like, oh, they're gonna take
right.
they're gonna spend $10 million on a Super Bowl ad, but they couldn't pay Nev, and that money is already configured before anything even starts. They go, okay, we're going to give, we're going to do 30 million budget for the film, and we're going to match that, or, give 80% of that for the budget. So, that money wouldn't have changed.
And let's see, Carrie saying, question, are Tara and Chad canoodling now?
I don't think so.
We're canoodled too much lately.
I like the word canoodle, though.
I do like the word.
Canoodle.
Do the noodle dance. You guys remember that show? PB&J? No. Okay. It's an old show. It was before Jake's time, but I was hoping Night might remember that.
I'm just a baby, man.
Yeah. But anyway, I see all the people that are like, Chad and Tara are holding hands or whatever, and they clearly aren't. He's holding her wrist. Like, it's almost like he's like getting ready to like grab her and run or something. Like, they're not like interlocked, like holding hands, like,
right.
Leaning on each other. He has her wrists. So that's just So I don't really think that they're canoodling.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, like Tori was saying, being more protective. I think that's the way I look at it. You know,
Yeah.
being protective of her. Yes. That's the way I look at it, anyways. And we got the bearded entertainment. Eric's coming in with a $2 super chat. Thanks, Eric. Saying, so who's holding up Tara in this newest TV spot?
Holding her up?
Oh,
Or you mean when she's like dangling there?
The dangling, I think.
I think
yeah.
that's what he might
The
be
one
meaning.
the one where it's dangling, it's Sam.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
like, because you can see the bloody arm and everything like that, and like she looks exactly like that. So it's Sam. Question is that reversed?
No.
Like, is Tara holding Sam up?
No,
don't
she's
think
dangling.
so.
You can see her
She's dangling.
swinging. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, if you look at it, I've actually been looking at it while we've been chatting, and if you frame it like just little frame by little frame, you actually see her movement. So it starts off with her, and then it starts off like kind of like that, and then there's a spot where she's holding on just to one arm. So Tara's left arm is not even holding on to Sam; it's on her side, and Sam is holding her right arm with both hands, and her body is swinging, and you actually see it swing, and it cuts really quick. And then below her, you see a ghost face, which we hadn't seen before. We see a ghost face down waiting for her below in costume standing there.
So how many people are just going to be falling off of balconies in this movie? Sam falling off balcony. Like, people are clumsy. We're doing it inverse. Instead of Ghostface being clumsy, it's going to be the opposite. It's going to be the characters are all clumsy.
Good.
That's good.
I want to see that. I have been dying to see that, man. I mean, dude, listen, you go back and watch that like Tatum scene in the original Scream. He's getting hit with beer bottles. He's slipping and sliding all over the place. Ghostface is he's a little cutie in that movie, man.
Yeah.
I want to see badass Ghostface running around slicing people's throats, man.
I agree. Give us that
Yeah.
brutal, just no nonsense Ghostface. I like the idea, and that's kind of what it sounds like we're gonna get is a brutal, more tactical Ghostface, which to me is more realistic, right? I mean, the college
It
kid
is.
thing, or the high school kid thing makes a little sense, I guess, but I mean, usually serial killers are pretty like in and out. Like they're usually not hanging around chasing people. They usually get. That's what I liked about Scream 5. Like all of the attacks there wasn't a lot of playing with your food. It was a lot of like, think of Judy, right? Like she runs, boom, just gets taken out, and then you have Vince, Ghostface sneaks up behind him, boom, it's over. Like every single kill was this like quick, like, boom, you're dead, and I like that. Like like I get the phone call. You need to have some moments like that, where you get the phone call and just kind of build that tension. But I'm fine with like a majority of the kills just being this like just brutal, no nonsense. Like I see you. I want to feel like every time you see a character solo on the screen, you're like, oh, they're dead. You know what I mean? Like to where it feels like, okay, like like they're not making it out of this. So
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could deal with that too. I mean, it'll give it a different feel, and we've kind of wanted that. But I still would like the kills to have, some type of I don't know what the word I want to use, but like the Vince kill in 5. Yeah, that was fine, but you kind of want a little, I don't know, a little pizzazz in them, and Ghostface can still be very tactical and efficient and so forth. But, if he's just sneaking up on people like, boop, you're dead, and then goes to the next, boop, you're dead, like, I don't want that. Just
be a good build
clear.
Yeah,
we got to have a little bit of a build up. Yeah. Make it worth my while. Let's see. Eric's coming in with another super chat, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Eric. Saying in the newest TV spot, it doesn't look like Sam. It looks like someone with gloves is holding her. I think that Ghostface is just mask. Huh. I don't know if I read that right.
Oh, it's just like a ghost face mask in the background. I've seen people say
Yeah.
that.
I can see that. I'm blowing it up now.
It's not actually Ghostface laying there.
Yeah, it's not a body with it, but I do think that's still Sam. I've brightened the image up all the way, and it's Sam's long hair. The right arm is bruised.
It's bloody.
It's injured. It's bloodied.
Yeah.
and that's her white. That's her skin. I mean, I don't see a glove there. I just see her arm.
Yeah. That's
So,
definitely Sam.
I think it's
Yeah.
100% Stam. Yeah.
Oh, I think we're looking at Tara's death here, fellas.
It might be. It might be. It very well might be.
It
Is
could
it
be.
though? Well, it could be, but
Well,
Maybe
here's
it's
the
not.
thing. So I made a video about that very thing today, and because also that image was a big image that people were like, "Oh, is Tara Ghostface?" Because a little smirk or whatever.
Right.
I mean, we've seen enough to know, like, I don't think she's Ghostface. You know what I mean? She's like fighting off Ghostface. She's like helping Sam, stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe.
and plus she's 3 feet tall.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, but like, you got to keep in mind, like, yes, Jenna Ortega is like a big face now, and it makes a lot of sense to keep her alive just for marketing and stuff like that. But she didn't really become a household name till Wednesday. Like, she was getting there. She was, she was in like X, Scream, all that stuff. Like, people knew her, but Wednesday put her on the map. Like, that became like everybody knew who she was. And but all of this Scream stuff happened prior to that. The story writing, all of that stuff. I mean, and they probably planned this around the time for Scream 5. So, I mean, they might kill her, and it might have just been like, hey, we already did this early. This happened earlier.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they kill her. You gotta imagine they're gonna kill at least one, if not two, of the core four, right? So
I would think at least one. Yeah.
So Sam, I think at least right now is untouchable. I don't think they're gonna kill her in this movie. So that leaves Tara and then the Meats twins. Are they gonna kill Chad? I don't think so. I think Chad will be the Dewey-esque character. So that leaves Mindy and leaves Tara. So at that point, you're like 50-50 on each of them. But maybe they kill both of them. And it kind of just boils down to just the only survivors are Chad and Sam. Not just that, but if you kill Tara, you could add so much more depth to Sam's character.
Sam. Exactly.
Yeah, like, she loses everything. Like, she doesn't really have parents. She doesn't really have a family. She's the father of a serial killer. She's already having mental breakdown and issues. And now the one person she had that kind of kept her focused and in line. Like, you could explore so many things in the next film with that.
You could.
Having like these mental breaks because she doesn't have Tara as that balance.
I mean, it writes itself. You know what I mean? That writes the seventh film. If you lose Tara in the wake of that, the aftermath of it is what 7 is. I mean, it's perfect progression in my opinion. I'm gonna say I'm 70% betting Tara dies.
I can see it.
Wow.
Ooh, 70%. All right. Yeah, I mean, it does write itself, and again, it gives so much weight to Sam as a character. I mean, literally, the guilt, the sadness, the anger, all that type of stuff that would come along with it. That would be pretty crazy, man. Like, it would really set her up and you guys know I absolutely love Sidney Prescott, but I'm just saying that would set up Sam to be, just so much going on, potentially with her character to explore in the next movie. I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Let's see. And thank you for that, Eric. We really appreciate the super chat.
Yeah,
and we also have Lantonio coming in with a $20 super chat.
All right.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Saying we all go a little mad sometimes, says Sam's secret therapist at the end of the movie before a reveal that a much older, unrecognized Stu and not Henry Z is the secret doctor of Sam to end the movie. Whoa. Wow.
Hey.
That's crazy.
That'd
What do you
be
guys
wild.
think?
Henry
Oh,
Zerny
man.
unzips his skin suit and like takes it off, and it's Stu.
Yeah.
He's like, ha!
Aha!
There you go.
Thanks,
Didn't see that
buddy.
coming.
You're like,
was
thanks,
dead."
buddy. You thought I was dead. It's fake.
I was wearing a skin suit the whole time.
I
Time.
think he's saying like, because
Yeah.
Stu wouldn't be that old is the problem. Like, if like,
Yeah,
and Henry Zerny doesn't look enough like Stu to where I think it makes it. Like, if it was something where like, like this guy was like 47, something like that, then I'd be like, okay, like, somewhere in the 40s, I'd be like, and it looked and it resembled it, and I'd be like, yeah, like, okay, maybe that's what they do. Maybe they do something like that. But at that point, you might as well bring Matthew Lillard back because he wants to be back, right? So I think, yeah, I don't think they would be like, oh, we're bringing Stu back, but it's not, but it's not actually Stu Macher. I think fans would hate that. I think people would lose their minds. Like, what? Like, why did you do this? So I don't know.
I don't know either, man. I think, I mean, would she not recognize? Well, I don't know. I'm trying.
Sam might not. Sam might not. Like that. I can see.
I can see Sam not recognizing.
I can see it making sense.
Yeah.
You know, I just think like if they were going to bring Stu back, they would just bring Stu back. Is my thing. Like, you know, I don't think they'd bring somebody else as Stu back, because I think, one, that would upset people, and two, it's like, you know, it's like, why? What was the point?
What if it's Stu's dad?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's another possibility. Henry Zerny.
Stu's father.
Yeah, but I don't think Henry Zerny's that old.
Oh no,
he could play that old.
It would work. Yeah, it would work.
He's in his mid 60s, and you could easily be 68, 69 years old.
Yep,
easily.
I agree.
Yeah,
he's got to be somebody with money too. Like, think about how nice that house is, dude. So it makes sense. Therapist character. Okay, you know,
I could deal with that.
Yeah, I would. It's one of my theories as well. It's one of my possible. Well, you know, one of the theories I've been working on. I hadn't put a video out yet, but I'm going to. As you know, him being. I've already talked about him being like the mastermind. You know, but Stu's father is an angle I'm going to go further on. I think that's a real possibility.
Just because the problem is Stu's father would have to be in his like mid 70s.
No,
because
he could be.
Stu is like barely 50 right now.
Yeah, okay, and he has an older sister.
Well, we don't know how much older. They could be a year.
Okay,
a year apart.
Even 3 years old. Like, so what? Henry Zerny had Stu at 14.
No,
like,
he'd be in his 20s. Early 20s.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if he has a sister that's 20, he would have to be in his, like, so let's say he had his first daughter, and she's, because Stu was, what, 18 in the movie? So let's say she's 2 years old. 17 or 18. Okay, let's say she's 20, right? So that means he had her at, let's say, you know, 23, 24. The average age is 25 for when people have kids. So let's say it's the average age is 25. So you're talking with Stu, fast forward 20 years. So there's 45, and then fast forward another 25 years. That's 70. He'd be in his 70s. So I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying, like, it just it doesn't really make sense. Like, you have this. He doesn't look that old. He doesn't look like he's 72, 73. Like, he looks good for 63. Like,
yeah, he does.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like a therapist type. I just don't think, like, the timeline wise. And well, now it'd be even farther. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he'd be at least 71, 72. You know, somewhere in that ballpark. So that's the thing, and that's not even counting if Stu's sister's was 25. So then he's probably closer to 80.
Well, they wouldn't write it that way. That's the thing. We don't know how old her sister is. So for all we know, his sister was 18. He was 17, and Henry had them when he was like 21. So I mean, there's a lot of openness in those numbers.
Of course, but
so it could easily work. He could be like 68, 69, 68. He could pass for.
Also, how many of these, like, you got Stu's sister now, you're gonna have Stu, like, how many of these, like, characters, you know what I mean? At some point it's like, all right, enough is enough. Like,
what kind of family are you?
Yeah, you have Stu's sister, you have Stu's dad now, you have Billy's daughter, you have, like, at what point do you, like, you might as well just have made this, you might as well just have remade Scream 96. It's like, how many of these, like, tie-in characters are you gonna make? Like,
my head will explode. Like, I will lose my mind if they do that. Like, if they do that, I'll lose my mind.
Oh yeah. So if it's Stu's father, you're not gonna be happy, huh?
I'll lose my mind. Like,
Jake doesn't want any parents at all, because Scream 2 has eternally scarred him.
I don't even mind that. I just think, like, it's like, how many of these, like, tie-in characters with family ties are you gonna keep bringing in? Like, and now you're in New York. Like, if you were in Woodsboro, okay, maybe, but it's like now you're in New York and like what you like followed her, so now you got to tie that in. Like, I just think it's stupid. Like, make a movie. Like, why do you have to keep going backwards? Like,
You should just make a video where you're ranting about that, man.
I
It's
should.
stupid.
This
But
is
like
really
that-
stupid. If they do something like that, I
Halloween
will.
Yo,
However you feel about it, though, like however you feel about Mrs. Loomis too, like if to propose this, like to have like Henry Czerny and he's Stu's father, it's the same thing as Mrs. Loomis. Like you have to admit, like even if if you're like Mrs. Loomis is the greatest serial killer of all time, okay, I respect it, all the love, okay, if that's how you feel. This is the same thing. Like that's why it would suck in the first place, is because it's like this is literally the same twist as Scream 2. You're just doing it with the dad of the other killer.
that's right.
Well, and Night Owl makes a really good point too. Night Owl says, which is an excellent point. He says, also a young father as a therapist with a huge house, I don't buy it. Yeah, so like let's say, like you'd imagine that like Stu's dad, I mean, yeah, he'd be in his like, if like let's say he had the kids at 21, right? Like Craven saying. So that means he wouldn't even be 40. And you're telling me he has got this big ass mansion, this huge successful. I mean, it takes. I mean,
Well, unless it's a family, money,
I mean,
though.
I guess making a family, but that's what I'm saying. Like now you got to start putting all the like. It's just
Right.
for what? Like why? Like, what?
Well, he
What
could
are
be
you
married
doing?
to
It's
his
a
wife
family
could be very
passed
wealthy
down
too.
house. It's an heirloom. Like he's
Or a
like,
wealthy
it makes
spouse,
Zero
I mean.
sense.
I mean,
It's stupid.
I love
There's
it.
always ways to make it work.
It doesn't mean
All
you
right.
should.
Well,
Of course. I mean,
Now,
you
that's
can
debatable,
turn Ghostface into a space alien. That doesn't mean that should happen.
Doesn't mean you should.
That doesn't mean you should.
That's
Man.
funny, man.
Well, Jake, I just hope
Okay.
you know, man. I've been warning you and preparing you as a friend, as a brother of the collective. I've been trying to warn you since this movie was announced back in, I think, February, early March, whenever. I've said, Jake, you need to prepare yourself for Debbie Salt 2.0. And if it's one of the older men, and I said it's going to be Dermont or it's going to be Henry Czerny. And I'm telling you, man, it's looking to me more and more like Henry Czerny is going to be the guy. That's for my money anyway. That's masterminding this deal.
He's in play.
I think he's definitely in play. And if it's not Stu's father, it could be somebody else's. But if they're mirroring Scream 2, their reinvention, so to speak, of it, it kind of makes sense that they may think about making it, a previous killer's father.
I'm down with Henry Czerny being the killer. I think he would be a great mastermind, but if his motive is because you killed my beautiful young baby boy 25 plus years ago,
That's gonna drive
and
me
now
crazy.
it will actually, I'll lose my mind. Like I can't believe I've spent this much time doing updates and spending so much time getting excited for this movie for them to give us a half-ass twist like that. Like I will be so
it's
upset.
lazy. It's such lazy.
It's so lazy. I could write that script.
I think they could be a lot better than that.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you can, like, I'm all for Henry Czerny being the mastermind, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, go a different. Have him. He's just obsessed with Stab, and he's a psychotherapist. And,
Right.
Dude, like right there, that's a million times better already.
It is.
He wanted Sam as his patient is because she's Billy's daughter. Like, perfect.
Right.
There's a story.
He
Now you
knows
get
the
that.
whole
You have the
history of
motive.
everything.
You have the motive. You have the tie-in. His son is Josh Segura's character.
Josh Segura.
Right? Like you could have that, and you have this father-son dynamic, and he's the mastermind, and his son is the one that's executing all the killings, and he has like his friend or whatever, right? Like, boom, there you go. Perfect story.
Bam.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Stop bringing in all DC Cooper's
Billy's
mom.
uncle.
Stop bringing in these characters, brothers, sisters, cousins, nephews, uncle. Like, it's
Or
ridiculous.
I like what Carrie's saying. What if Henry Czerny is
Please.
John Milton's brother? Dun, 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 ties in his Greek, Roman.
Well, wow.
Just give me a new killer. Just give me a new killer with a new motive. That's it. That's all you have to do. Like that is the
No family.
easiest. It doesn't have, like why does it all have to connect? It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to
Yes,
connect, man.
thank
I don't
you.
know. Like
Thank you.
the only thing the connections do for me is it's like, oh, a reminder that this other movie was really good. Like that shows me the biggest lack of confidence in the characters you're writing right now. Like they can write a movie that's better than the original Scream. It can be done. It can be done. If you don't try to do that and you are going to go back on, oh, well, all these characters were great in Scream 1, so we're gonna harp on that for as long as we possibly can. There's no chance in hell that your movie could be better than that film.
Well,
and if you're not aiming for that, why am I watching? Why am I still coming back for these sequels?
And all we keep hearing is that this film is Radio Silence's film, that this doesn't feel like any other Scream movies, that they made it their own, they and they've gone their own direction, all that stuff. If you did that, and then
he's like, screw this. What is he doing?
I needed a lap. I just needed a lap. I can't even take it. Like
so
I can't take it.
If that's all we've heard this entire time, and then they come with like Stu's dad or any like
second cousin.
Because then at that point that's not a Radio Silence film. You might as well just have rebooted the franchise. It's stupid. Tell a new story. Go in. I don't even like that they connected Scream 5 to it, but I understand it. It's the fan film. They wanted to honor Wes Craven. Great, you did that. I enjoyed Scream.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Right. Like that totally makes sense. I get all the things they had to do with 5, Stu's house being a location at the end. I get it. I get it. I get why they had to do that. But now do your own thing. And everything about this movie is pointing towards that. So like I would hate for them to like fall back on it in the third act, you know?
I was just thinking that too, because everything is pointing to that, everything that we've seen and everything, and it makes a lot of sense. And if they were to fall backwards and it's not executed well, like it'd have to be like super tightly executed. But if they do it and it doesn't really like jive, it's like that would really be a letdown. You know what I'm saying? Because they have everything at their disposal to go into a new direction. And I really do think Scream 6 could be the key to the longevity of the franchise. Like this could literally launch us into the future. It really could.
They will kill the franchise if they bring a character like that back. I'm just gonna say that right now. Like maybe they'll make a 7, you know, but you're gonna kill the future of the franchise if you just if you do the same twist from another movie again here. Like it does, even if it's not the 2 twist. If you do something where it's like, Sam had a brother this whole time that also came from Billy Loomis, that'll ruin it. Like I'm just gonna tell you that right now. You got to give me something original with the twist. That is one of the biggest reasons we all come to these movies. Give me something.
Agreed.
Give me something new with that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just say it like this. My last thoughts on it is I hear everything you guys are saying, and I don't necessarily disagree either with what you're saying, but I'll just say this: historically speaking, you know, the franchise is always interconnected. Every one of these movies, all 5 of them, well, I mean the sequels anyway, the 4 of them are all interconnected. Even like in 5, like Mindy's monologue, everything goes back to the original. Remember in the requel, and
but Scream 4 didn't. Scream 4 was its own
but we had the
thing.
legacy characters, and it was family.
Right.
It was Jill. So there's still what I'm saying is there's connectivity of family through every one of these films. So
Right.
if they break that mold for 6, it will be a new thing that we've never seen, because it's always been family. There's some part of family is the driving part of the franchise.
Right.
And so I'm really curious to see what they're going to do. I mean, obviously they had Sam as family with Billy, so we know that she's still there. So as long as she's alive, that's still in play. You know, anything, she's still connected to the past. The question is anyone else connected to the past now? Or someone new we're going to find out about again? And look at the people they've introduced. They've introduced Leslie Macher. They've introduced Christina Carpenter. We've introduced Christina's former husband, you know, Tara's dad. So we've got 3 new characters we haven't seen yet, but we know about them. And they're all those 3 are connected. So anyway, I don't know. I guess I'm going into it thinking I'm kind of expecting a more of a connection. And then if there's not one, then I'll be like, okay, all right, they broke the mold, you know. But I'm going in preparing for that, because I think they're going to not break the mold too far, even though they're saying they're going to risk it all. I'll believe it when I see it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's
kinda
true,
where I'm just going in expecting more of the traditional things, and then if it's not, I'll be kind of surprised and be like, "Oh, cool, that's different." Yeah.
Yep.
So, but we'll see.
Definitely.
Jake, I just don't want you to have a crash. What I'm afraid of, brother, is you're going to go into this movie, and by the time you're done, you're throwing your phone across the parking lot.
You're going to have an aneurysm.
Yeah,
it's literally going to be red right hand.
It seriously will be. You will become Jamie as that movie's over, and I'm trying to help you out, brother, because I care about you, and I want you to be prepared because this is a very real possibility. That's all I'm saying.
When you go see the movie, I'm gonna fly out to you. I'm gonna sit behind you in the movie.
Gonna stalk
and then what's gonna happen is when they're like, Richie's father, I want you to turn around and go, who the fuck is this guy? You're gonna reenact.
Oh, dude, like. I'm gonna tell you right now, like if they do something like that, like I might walk out. Like I actually might walk out. Like that's how upset. Like it's just, man, how do you get the opportunity to write one of these movies and not want to do something different? I can't. Right. I simply won't be able to wrap my head around it. It just will make no sense.
We will literally have to have an intervention before that live stream, before we talk about it on that Friday. We'll be like, well, we all saw Scream 6. Jake's gonna be sitting there like just red-faced and ready to explode.
Eye twitching.
Dude, like all they need to do is just not like all they have to do is avoid like one simple thing and they're fine. Like I would, okay, here's a hot take. I would rather have Stu come back than to have it be a parent character. Like all day, every day. Well, like Stu can come back, Stu can have his whole new motive. I'll take it. Fine. Whatever. Yeah. But if it's a parent character and we're just repeating something from the past, I'll lose my mind. Like I will actually lose my ever-loving shit.
Hey, real quick, we have over 120 people in this live stream. Hit that subscribe button. I know for a fact that there are some of you that aren't subscribed. So take a quick second, hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying our content here, which we've had over 120 people for some time. So I imagine you guys are having a good time. So show us some love, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Help us.
Thank you.
Help us grow.
And let me just
we're
say
at
this
75
too.
likes.
And 75 likes. That's awesome. Yeah, let's get that to 100. I know we can get 100 likes in the next 10 minutes here before we go off the air. And nothing too, guys. Since there probably are a lot of visitors here today, maybe your first time stream here, don't forget that we also all are content creators on our own. So we come together and meet here as the Lethal Collective and as a brotherhood of friends. But we also have our own channels where we talk about Scream all the time, theories, news, not just Scream. We talk about horror, other things, horror in general as well. So if you've not subscribed to the Nightwatch Zone, to KillJoy Jake, Fate Decided, or myself, Craven Something Scary, do us a favor. Go over there, check out the channels, links in the description of this stream, and smash that subscribe button because you don't want to miss the content, guys, that's coming out. We are all individually posting Scream content nearly daily leading up to this movie. So this is not just the only outlet. This is a great outlet, and we want you to stay here with us. But don't forget, in between the Lethal Collective, you can hit all of our channels up every day. So trust me, if you're liking this, you're going to love what we do on our own channels as well.
Absolutely. No doubt. Well, and I also want to say to Jacob saying that this is his first Lethal Collective stream I'm able to catch. Loving hearing everyone's different takes. Makes me just so much happier for horror fans. So thank you so much. That's exactly what we hope.
Awesome.
That people feel. We enjoy talking about horror and glad you're here. And we do have a couple more super chats just to jump on here. Lantonio was coming in with a couple $2 super chat first saying fate equals hater train. Laugh out loud.
All right. It's not hate, it's facts. There's a difference.
Right. And also coming in with a $5 super chat saying off topic, quick movie recommendations behind the sightings and Trick, both great horror movies. Love you, fam. Well, thank you so much, man.
Awesome.
We really appreciate that.
We love you too.
Trick is great.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Trick, but I've heard it's good. Yeah.
I watched it a couple of days ago for the first time. Yep.
Nice.
Very,
very cool. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Tom Atkins, not Atkinson. He does diets. Tom Atkins and Jamie Kennedy in it, and yeah, it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very cool. And we got Radioactive Cosmic Rays come in with a $10 super chat. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you.
Saying thoughts on Ghostface having a new costume in Scream 7. Hard to believe that any future killers wouldn't wear a variation like the devil costume in Dead by Daylight or the Scarecrow one. Ooh.
I think he meant the devil costume in Red Right Hand.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, that's because that's definitely where it's from. We definitely
Yes.
invented
That's
that
where it
for the
originated.
movie.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. What do you guys think? I mean, would you be up for that, or do you think it'll go that way?
I don't think they will, but I would be all for it. I mean, they were supposed to in Scream 4. The reason Fun World made all the different masks to begin with was because they were supposed to use it in Scream 4. They were supposed to use the Scarecrow mask in the barn scene, supposed to use the Devil mask at some point. So, I mean, it would make sense. They've talked about using different masks for several films. They even thought about doing a different mask in Scream 3. So, I mean, you still have to have the traditional mask. You just got to.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
But like to have like a kill or two or something like that, and like different masks, that'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
I have a hot take on this. I think that the reason we've only seen like the cracked ghost face mask is to make us think that it is somebody old, maybe Stu, running around. But I do believe our killer this time around is going to be Danny Johnson from the games. I wholeheartedly believe it. I really think that Josh Segarra is our killer, and he's going to be Danny Johnson, and we're going to see him maybe continue into another movie because he's set up in the video games to be this really badass Ghostface killer. I see him making through at least one of these movies, maybe leading into a 7 where our survivors know who it is and are trying to track him down or trying to get some dirt on him, whatever, but he's still continuing his killing spree, where we will then see the Dead by Daylight costumes. Because if they did that here in 6, it would give it away. That's why they can't have someone running around in a devil costume, because it's like, oh, the killer's male and it's somebody named Danny.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That would be cool. I could dig that. Yeah.
Just my theory.
I definitely could dig that. Thank you so much for that super chat though, Radioactive. We appreciate it, seriously.
Yeah.
And Lantonio coming in again with a $5 super chat. Can you guys talk about the new TV spot with Samara Weaving? And a couple of new shots. Ooh, I love Samara. What do you guys think?
I'm pretty sure she's the opening scene kill.
I don't think there's any way that she's not, unless it's like the hugest fake out of all time. We know that she's not. Well, I don't want her to die. I really don't, man. But I just don't see her surviving. I really don't. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, pretty much. I think she's a goner. Yeah, opening kill.
Yeah.
The only times we see her is she's on her phone. I mean, I'm looking at the shots of every shot we've gotten of her so far. It just screams opening kill to me.
It does. It really does.
It does. And there's a scene in that new spot where she's looking inside of like a storage unit or a garage or something. It's like a garage, probably from the apartment building. And then there's a super quick, it's like so fast. I only caught it because I'm really going slow, where she's on the phone and she quickly turns her head really fast to the left. Like she's heard something, or I'm like, oh, you're so dead, Samara. I'm sorry. It's coming.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, unfortunately. But thank you so much, Lantonio, for the $5 super chat. We really appreciate it.
You've heard it here live. Confirmed.
You've heard it. Confirmed. Is that what it is? What's up, January? January's in the chat too. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right.
Yo.
And Carrie doing some work in the chat too, just to say thank you, putting in links to the Movie Bros channel, links to Jake's stream tonight, my stream tonight. So thank you for doing that, Carrie. We appreciate you taking care of business. And what's up to Happy? Good to see you.
Hey,
all right.
Happy. All right.
Yeah. Lisa's in the chat saying, I hope when they unmask Stu, they use the Stab 8 mask. Oh, man.
Stu comes in with a flamethrower.
Right. Oh, man.
That metal mask is cool, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty
cool. Gerald saying, would it suck if it was a parent of a victim instead of a killer.
I mean that was kind of the running theory for a while with Dermot Mulroney, right? That his daughter died, and so he picks up the name. I don't really think that anymore from what we've gotten in the trailer. I think. I mean, my thing is, as long as it's not like a character of the past, like I want a new direct. I want you to do your own thing. I mean, I still would rather like a fresh take. Like I said, it's it's the therapist is the mastermind. He's obsessed with the stab and just the ghost face and all that stuff, and maybe just the history of serial killers or whatever, and just fascinated by it and takes on Sam and boom, like that's kind of the direction I hope they go. But like the whole it's just like the revenge motive. Like you could always make revenge make sense. Like we've all been in a position where we wanted revenge, maybe not to the point of killing somebody, but whether you played sports and a team beats you, next time you play them, you want the revenge, you want to get them, like all of those things. So I want something fresh. Like I just don't want it to be the same thing.
And it would be a victim of comparison, right? Like if it was a parent character in any capacity, like you would no matter what, if it's established that their motive is a kill, they're a parent and their son, daughter, whatever got killed, you're immediately comparing that to Mrs. Loomis, no matter what. And there's a lot of people that love Mrs. Loomis. You know what I mean? A lot of people love that character, and I don't see them finding a better way to do it. I would much prefer something new.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree.
Agreed.
All right.
I'm more in the middle. I think between everybody, I wouldn't mind something new and original. I also don't mind the old connections. So there's a part of it that I think is cool. So I'm probably right in the middle between everybody on this one. Yeah.
I guess I'm just not a fan service guy. I can't get into it.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
Make your movie. People that like it are gonna like it. People that are gonna like. Every time somebody does something for pure fan service, it never works out. It's always
I think it depends, and of course I'm not talking just horror, but I think it can be done in the right way. As long as it's executed correctly, but also if you're also giving something fresh. You're adding something new to the formula that makes sense to have that particular fan service.
Yep.
So I'm kind of in the middle on that. Let's see. And just to catch up as we start to wind down here, Austin saying, what do you guys think about the knocking at the door? I can't wait for that scene in the movie. Yeah, that scene looks like it's going to be fantastic. I mean, this. Oh, gee, I was just
like the ghost face.
That's
such a cool shot.
It was a cool shot. I will never understand why they took that out, because it just looks so amazing. Like when I saw that in the Scream 5 trailer, I was like, ooh, wow. In other words, we want a great story, we want the kills, and we want good character arcs and stuff like that too. But we also want Ghostface to look good and be shown in the best light and have those iconic moments that will live, into the future. That would have been a great one for 5, but unfortunately it was cut.
Well, you want to know my first thought, guys? Earlier when I saw that opening where there's the knock, my honest first thought was that's an overdub. That's not even, that knock is not actually happening in this scene. I think Ghostface steps up to the door and he puts his face up to the glass and he punches through it, which it shows in the trailer. He punches his hand through the glass. I could be wrong, and he might actually knock. But first thing I thought of was, they're teasing us.
It is Halloween time.
It is.
Yeah, it is Halloween time, but I don't know. And it will, like I say, we'll see. But I'm not going to be shocked if there's no knock. I'm gonna be like, I knew it. You tricked us. We'll see. Trick or treat.
Trick or treat. Exactly. All right, let me just catch up here. One more thing here. Democrat. This is a good question. Who's more excited for this than Scream 2022?
I am.
Oh, I am. 100%.
Me.
I am. Yeah. I and I think the thing that's cool about this, although, just a little while ago we were talking about, it could be the ultimate letdown if things don't pan out, with the freshness and intensity that we looks like we're going to get. But there's so many cool factors to this movie, and the setting alone, it just opens up so many avenues for some new things and some interesting stuff. So I'm definitely more excited for this. I really am. Because with 5, I think the thing with 5, and we talked enough about it, but 5, although it's a good movie, it was a lot of similar ground. We kind of been there and done that. And I think that this movie, it looks like it's going to go into an interesting path, and I sure as hell hope it does. I really do.
Oh yeah. I'm hoping for the same thing, man. Hoping for the same thing. Give me something new. New.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna get ready to wind down there. But for you guys in the chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really, really appreciate it. And of course, we will be back on Friday for our Friday stream, which will be at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely let us know what you think in the comment section. I know a lot of you guys have a lot of interesting thoughts and theories. Let us know in the comments. Throw them out in the comments. Let's have a discussion in the comment section. And again, if you have not hit the like button, please do. That would really help to support the channel, and we'd appreciate it. It lets us know that you enjoy us doing this. So anyways, we will catch you guys next time. Gentlemen, this has been fun. Take it easy. And for you guys in the live chat, the collective has spoken. Peace.
Bye, guys.